it's Maria. I'm the former arts and crafts counselor and current pottery counselor at Camp Kabeyun. And this is Kiva.
Hey everyone, it's Jane, arts and crafts counselor at Camp Kabeyun.
So while we've been doing a lot of arts and crafts, we're also in separate locations. We're making sure to stay safe and healthy and far away from other people. So you'll notice that my videos may be in one location and Jane's are in another. We want you guys to stay safe as well.
Hi everyone. Today we're talking about mindfulness. And mindfulness is important right now because there's a lot going on, a lot of things are really uncertain. And it's just nice to be able to take a moment for yourself and put yourself in Zen mode and just relax for a moment. So we have some crafts that are going to put you in that Zen kind of state of mind so that you can, first of all, be creative like always, and second of all, just take a moment to breathe and have time for yourself during this complicated time. So here are our crafts. So I have some materials that I need to give Maria, but I can't give them to her because I can't go near her, so I'm going to the end of her driveway and leaving them there, and she's going to pick them up. And that is social distancing. Social
distancing? Hello.
Okay, so we're just gonna leave this here, yep, and Maria has gloves. This is the process right here. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you how to make these little rocks and a mindfulness jar. So the first thing you're going to need to do is grab your colors, and then you're going to start painting on your rock. So I had a geometric triangle shape that I was going for off of a post that I found on Pinterest, which is a great resource if you're looking for inspiration for any kind of rocks that you're doing. And I chose to do this one, which I'm going to paint in cursive the word peace on after I finish the triangle shapes. What's great about this rock is that you can color the 3 colors however you want. You can do one solid color, you can do 2 colors, you can even do stripes if you want to. You can make the stripes even, you can make the stripes different thicknesses. It's totally up to you and what you want for your rock. I didn't have a certain way that I painted the rock. I pretty much just eyeballed it and did it free-handedly, but you could also take a pencil and draw the design that you want to do. After my bottom layer dried, I decided to paint the word peace on my rock, which was very difficult. It's very hard to write with a paintbrush, so I recommend if you have an acrylic marker, that would probably be best, but this is what I had, so this is what I used. And I also added a heart on the side to make it a little bit more symmetrical, and this is how it turned out in the end, which isn't the prettiest thing in the world, but it's what I got. For my second rock, I decided I wanted to do something a little bit more simple with no words, so I decided to do a flower. So I painted the background green, I started painting my center of my flower, but then it had to dry before I put the petals on, so I just put it down and waited for that to dry. So while those are drying, I wanted to show you guys some of the creations that I made last summer at camp. This one is my ladybug. I also have a little fish. I have an owl. And I also have a little hedgehog. And these are all pet rocks that I will be sharing in a future video, so make sure that you keep watching. Also, this is a rock that I found on Mount Major last weekend, and it just has a little keep me or re-hide me sticker on the back. It's super cute, and it's something that you can add to your rocks as well. This is another one that I found in Wolfboro last year, and I just think it's a great touch to your rock that you can do, and it's super simple and awesome. So my rock is still not dry, and I'm super impatient, so I went to my bathroom to get my hairdryer and dry my rock instead. I plugged it in, I turned it on, it didn't work, of course, so I went into my mom's room, turned on her light, plugged hers in, and used hers instead. Then I dried my rock, and it was all ready to be prepped, and I could put my petals on. Like I mentioned before, you can definitely use a pencil and fill in the little petals if you want to, but I just freehanded it. You can also add a little face, and it's super hard because, like I mentioned before, it's so hard to use this paintbrush, but there's a little face for you. After you're done, you can finally put your gloss Mod Podge on, and what this is going to do is it's just going to seal it, it's going to give it a little bit of a gloss finish, and it's going to help your rock if it's going outside. It's going to be protected against the rain and the weather more than if it wasn't, and it looks better, I think, with this on, but you totally don't have to do this step, totally up to you. And in the end, this is what they look like, and I think they're so cute and awesome little gifts and just a happy thing to have. For mindfulness jars, fill up your water, put it in the microwave for about 45 seconds or more depending on how much water you have in it. Take your glass out, but be careful not to burn yourself and hold it by the top. Next, you're going to add glue. This glue has been sitting in the arts and crafts shack for quite some time, so it's a little bit jelly-like, but that's okay, we're just gonna go with it. The more glue that you add, the slower your sparkles will fall, and the less that you add, the less that they will fall. Pretty much just mix this until it's no longer so jelly-like and it's more like watery. Then if you want to, you can add some food coloring. I like to use a toothpick because it's easier to control, and in the end, this is the color that I got for it. Then you just add some sparkles, however much you want. I didn't really add a ton of sparkles, I just added a little bit, and I liked this. It has like a medium fall, and this is what the final product was.
Hey friends! Today I'm going to show you how to do ninja stress balls. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to put flour inside of our water bottle. So you can take the funnel and put it on the water bottle like this, and then spoon in some of your flour. My flour seems to be going in pretty easily, but if you've got some that's stuck and it's not going in very well, use your pencil, paintbrush, whatever, and just kind of poke the extra flour down in, like that. We'll get some more down in here. And then you're just going to set that aside for now. The next thing you're going to do is get the balloon that you're not going to see the color-wise. So this one doesn't matter the color. And you're going to blow it up to kind of stretch it out. And then let the air out. And then we're going to blow it up again, but this time we're not going to blow it as big. About like that should do. And you're going to twist it. Don't tie it, just twist. Like that. Then you're going to put the end of it over your water bottle. Sometimes it might be helpful if you have another person hold the water bottle for you so it doesn't tip over. Okay, like this. Then you're going to let the balloon untwist, like that, and then holding the tip of the water bottle, turn it upside down. Now the reason you wanted a water bottle that you could squish is for this reason right here. We're going to need this flour to go into our balloon. Just like that. Now, be very careful as you take your balloon off your water bottle. You don't want to let the air out too fast, otherwise the flour will come out with it. All right, so very slowly start to let some of that air out of your balloon. Like that. Okay, now that we've got the air out of our balloon, we're going to cut this neck part of the balloon off. We don't need that. So take a pair of scissors and be careful. You're just going to cut right there. Now remember, it has the flour inside of it, so you've got to be careful not to tip your balloon over. Next, you're going to take another balloon. This one will be kind of like the skin of your ninja, so whatever color you want for that. For this, I'm using orange. And you're going to do the same thing that you just did with this pink balloon. You're going to cut off the neck of the balloon. Just like that. Now we're going to stretch this balloon as big as we can get it. You might need help with this part. So we've got it as big as we can go, and we've got the opening of this pink balloon facing up, and we're going to put this right over the top of it to seal it. Like that. So once we have that second balloon over it, make sure that first balloon is tucked all the way inside. Now comes the fun part. Take the last balloon. This one's going to be the outside color of his ninja mask. And again, we're going to cut off the top of it like this. And then we're going to cut out the part that's going to be his mask. So, you're going to cut 2 slits on the side of it. Like that. And then you're going to cut this little flap off. Again, be careful. So your balloon should look something like this. This will be his mask. All right, last step. You're going to take the bottom of the balloon, just like we did with the orange one. Stretch it out nice and big and put it right over the top of that opening and stretch it down all the way. Like this. Now comes the last part. We're going to draw eyes on our ninja. I'm using a ballpoint pen. This seems to stay on the balloon a little bit better than a Sharpie. The more you play with the balloon, the Sharpie kind of rubs off, but the ballpoint pen stays on pretty well. I'm going to make some kinetic sand right now, and I'll show you how to do that. So first thing you've got to do, gather some materials. I'm going to use just some regular sand. You can also use crafting sand. I know they have different colored. Probably the finer grain that you can get, the better, but like I said, I'm just using regular sand. You'll also need some flour or cornstarch. Cornstarch works a little bit better to hold it together, but I don't have any, so flour will work just as well. You'll also need some oil. I'm going to be using baby oil, but you can also use canola oil, vegetable oil, whatever you guys have on hand. A container to mix it in, a mixing utensil, a container, preferably one with a lid so you can store it easily, and then something to measure it. We're going to be using a 5-3-1 ratio. So we're going to use 5 of sand, 3 of cornstarch or flour, and 1 of the oil. I'm going to be using a tablespoon because I'm not making very much, but if you're making a bigger amount, you might want to use a half cup. And in that case, you would do 5 half cups of sand, 3 half cups of cornstarch or flour and 1 half cup of the oil. Let's get started. Now, we want 5 parts of sand. So I'm going to use my tablespoon here and get 5 tablespoons of sand. You don't have to mix in a separate cup. If you want to mix just in your container itself, that's fine too. I just thought it would be a little bit easier for me to mix in a little cup. So here's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Next, we're going to get the flour or cornstarch, and we're going to do 3 parts of that. So again, with my tablespoon, I'm going to do 3 parts flour. 1, 2, and 3. And you'll notice that I'm not making a heaping amount, right? It's not rounded over the edge. I kind of shake it like this to get it level on top, so I make sure that all of my amounts are the same. 3rd part. Next, you'll get your oil. Again, this is just baby oil, but you can also use vegetable oil or anything else that you want to use. I like the baby oil. It smells really nice. But if you don't have baby oil, that's okay. Just get some vegetable oil from the kitchen or something like that. Just make sure you ask your parents first. And I'm just doing 1 part of the oil, like that. And then mix. All right, now that I've got it mostly mixed up, I'm gonna go ahead and transfer it into my container. Now comes the fun part. Now I'm going to use my hands, and I'm just going to work it all together and make sure that everything is combined really nicely. And you'll notice that it starts to kind of clump together, just like kinetic sand. So you can start to kind of pick it up, put it into a ball, and then crumbles just like that. Once you're all done making or playing with your sand, it's good to make sure you've got it in a airtight container. So for this one, it's going to have a little lid that goes on it. That just kind of helps it from drying out or for getting dirty things into it. Just helps it keep clean and nicer for longer. Hope you guys enjoyed.
Hi everyone, thank you so much for watching our video. We had a lot of fun filming and creating the crafts for you to follow along to. Make sure that if you did follow along, you show us your craft by tagging us in a photo at Kabeyun Crafts because you could be featured on our page. Also, don't forget to comment if you have any questions or email us at kabeyuncrafts@gmail.com. We had so much fun and we hope that you're safe, healthy, and being creative. See you next time!